been curious about what channeling is? Have you been having experiences where you feel or sense something that feels loving and compassionate, and yet you don't know what you're experiencing because it feels mystical or surreal? Have you been seeing numbers that keep repeating, or have you been seeing archetypes such as Kuan Yin over and over again, and you're wondering why you keep seeing references to this spiritual energy? Have you been called to explore spirituality? If you've answered yes to any of these questions, then you might be tapping into a level of consciousness that is highly evolved and wise, that exists in the collective field that we all live in, and you might be being called to channel. So in this video, I'm going to explore a little bit about what channeling is, using the framework of spirituality as well as the traditional frameworks such as psychology, for those that are interested in understanding what channeling is, but maybe you don't have a belief system in the spirit world. So let's start from a psychological perspective. What is channeling from a psychological perspective? From a psychological perspective, we all have a consciousness, which is the aspect of us that is aware of our existence. It's aware of the external world. It sees the difference between self and other, between object and self. It is able to observe emotions, thoughts, beliefs, body sensations that are happening internally. It's kind of like the observer. And then we have the unconscious. The unconscious is any aspect of ourself that we are not conscious of. So this could be any wounds that we have from childhood. This could be belief systems that formed in childhood before our frontal lobe was formed. This could be wounds that exist in our family lineage, or this could be wounds that exist that we absorb from our culture or our religion or our society. So this is something that impacts the choices that we make and our thoughts and emotions and body sensations in our conscious awareness, but we don't have conscious awareness of where it comes from. The collective unconscious, or what I call the collective divine, is the field of awareness in our unconscious where myths and archetypes and stories that help us make sense of the human experience come from. This is kind of where our creativity comes from. It's a field deep in our unconscious that holds the potential of all things. It is the potential for everything, and it is what helps us and informs our regular unconscious and our consciousness. So when you are channeling, you are tapping into these different areas of awareness. When you're channeling, it is essentially a level of consciousness. It is a level of consciousness that is either healed or is unhealed. Now, unhealed levels of consciousness, when you're channeling it, means that you might be experiencing aggravation or frustration or hate or anger or wanting to oppress or harm somebody else. And those energies can be both yours from your belief systems or your wounds, or they could be connected to you from your family of origin, things that you learned to do from your parents. It could be things that you learned to do from your peers. It could be things that you were taught from your religion. It could be things that you were taught from your community. It could be things that you were taught from government or society. And then the collective unconscious, or what I call the collective divine, is the field of archetypes that are universal, that belong to humanity, or they belong to society as a general. So an example of a wound that you might channel that belongs to the collective is the patriarchy, where you feel like men are superior over women and you want to assert your power and dominance because you feel like that is your right. So that would be a collective wound in the collective unconscious. Another might be the archetype of the devil, and you believe that you have the right to harm others or to create suffering for others because you are somehow better than they are. Now, an example of channeling energy in the collective unconscious that is more wise and is healed would be compassion. So the idea of compassion is accepting others where they are, are, being non-judgmental of them, wanting them to be free from suffering, wanting to collaborate and support them, holding space for them. So that might be an energy that you're channeling that would be considered an archetype of, say, Yeshua or Jesus, right? You might tap into the collective unconscious or the collective divine that is a divine essence or a healed essence, such as one of the archetypes of a god or goddess. You might tap into an archetype of your ancestors. There can be healed energy and unhealed energy that you channel, and it's really important to have discernment about where it's coming from. Now let's explore channeling from the concept of spiritual energy and the concept that there is a spirit world. We just explored a psychological, a more agnostic, that these are just metaphorical choices that you're making. These are archetypes. Now let's explore the idea that there is literally a spirit world and that you can channel energy that is either low vibration or high vibration. So how do you know when you are channeling something that is low vibration? Well, your body will feel disharmony. Something inside you will not feel good. It will feel crabby. It will feel tension, it will feel anxiety, it'll feel heavy, it'll feel darkness, and it'll lead you to want to cause harm to self or others. So that's how you know you've identified something in the channeling energy world that is a lower vibration or unhealed. So how do you know when you are channeling energy that is a high vibration? Well, you'll feel a sense of openness, you'll feel a sense of love and ease, you'll feel supported, you'll get messages of clarity, of wisdom, of compassion. It'll be positive for the highest good of yourself and for the highest good of others. It'll be advice that will lead you to make choices that are helpful for you as well as others. So the way to know that you're channeling an archangel, for example, is you'll feel a sense of something that feels really strong and energetic, and it feels deeply loving and deeply supportive. So you can channel this by inviting the energy in, which can support you, and you can either be conscious as you're channeling, or you can be unconscious and you can step out of your body. And so there's different ways to channel, and learning how to do this really requires a teacher. I learned how to do this without a teacher, and then studied with teachers who reinforced what I was doing on my own. My teachers were the spirit world, but I didn't understand what I was doing until I took classes and then started learning, oh, that is what I was doing. I was channeling. So if you are watching this video and you are interested in learning about how to channel, I invite you to either purchase my book, The Divine Within, Healing Ourselves to Heal the World, which walks you through a step-by-step process of how to develop these skills, or find an energy worker or a channeler out there or take a Reiki class to help you to learn how to tap into this. If you're interested in a more agnostic way, study with a depth psychologist who can help you how to tap into the collective unconscious. There are many ways to learn to channel, and there are many channelers out there. So if you are interested, please do more research. Please find what resonates with you. If you found my approach helpful, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. I hope you'll consider going to my website, blossomingheartwellness.com, and signing up for my newsletter. Consider buying me a coffee so that I can continue to make these videos. There's a link on my YouTube page for that. Yeah, I trust that you will know what's right for you based on how you feel in your body when you are engaging in exploration. If you feel open and safe and loving, and it feels warm and inviting in your body, it's an indication that the energy you are engaging with has your highest good in mind, and it might be something you want to continue to engaging with. If you feel any sense of disharmony, it's an indication that either you've tapped into energy that isn't supportive to you, or something inside you is being triggered that needs healing, and you want to get curious about that so that you can see where the disharmony is coming from and how you can maybe clear it and release it. Thank you for watching. Sending you deep love and appreciation. Have a great day.